Hello, guys, and welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. So today we got a couple of clips of Matt Painter coming up here, and good suggestion there. I would live stream during the games and after the games. I need to figure that out where I could do that. Maybe I could do it in my shed. But in this room right over here is where my 3-year-old daughter sleeps. So if I'm in here cursing and cussing and whatnot, then yeah, that would make for a really bad night. But we're going to get into the clip that everybody's talking about that Matt Painter said. He threw about the nicest guy type of shade at Mike Woodson in this clip. Many people are talking about it. And what else this afternoon really had me fired up, and I'm going to be making a video about it. Dane Fife, he goes on the radio with Dan Dockich, and we got more juicy details, a little bit of the behind the scenes, what happened with Indiana basketball. He said he's not going to write a book about it, but I would love to read that book about what happened at his time there. But he was on with Dan Dockich. I just thought it was a really interesting interview coming from a guy who coached there, was there for 7-8 months, he said. And really, when you really think about it, just a travesty. Because like he was saying, you know, he coached right over here at IPFW in Fort Wayne. He coached 10 years at Michigan State. Like, this guy didn't just all of a sudden one day turn into some jackass, you know, and when he came to Indiana. This was like his dream scenario, and it just didn't work out for him with Mike Woodson, and we'll talk about that in an episode this week. But let's get into the clip. But first, hit that subscribe button down below. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. The channel is brought to you by BetUS. Use promo code Indiana125 to save 125% on your first 3 deposits. Indiana125, use it, and you will get that's 75% in free bets. The Super Bowl's coming up. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. So get in there on BetUS, and 10% of the AdSense revenue on the channel goes to t2t.org. And now, without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers and look at this clip right here. First thing, and then we will talk about it. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll it.
Practice 3 days in a row before a game, no matter how it shakes out. I almost got my days messed up there. No, not really. I don't practice 3 days in a row before a game, no matter how it shakes out. I just think we start practicing in June, right? When you look at it in February, it's around the corner, February, Saturday. So, like, at the point, like, if you ain't got it figured out now, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we get in the game and we call something and somebody doesn't know what they're doing, it's like, shit, like, I shouldn't be coaching. Yeah, just kind of refining some things and, like, being on the same page. But I think the Saturday and Sunday getting away, I think that really helps more than anything. And then understanding, you know, you don't want to.
All right. Let's get that out of there. Well, there you have it. There's the shade right there. It's, you know, it's true. If you get to February and you're calling a play and guys don't know what they're doing, they don't know where to be, then you might as well give up. I mean, I listened to this whole press conference by him, this little media availability he did, and a few other Purdue players did as well. And I'm telling you, just watch some other press conferences around. This guy articulated so many things that Purdue worked on with these 2 young guards. I will tell you, Purdue has really set themselves up. They got these 2 guards. I was watching some of their previous games earlier today, and the 2 guards that they've developed and had come into these roles that he talked about in that press conference. I know this isn't a Purdue podcast, but I mean, you got to hand it to the guy. It's like he's talking about in June and July, how he was telling these 2 young guards, you know, just, you got to put the effort in. It's effort and it's results. And that's what he told those guys. It's not just that you practice. It's not just that you practice hard. It's effort. And he told them, and he said it in the press conference, It's a business. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman or whatever. You got to get in there. He talked a little bit about in this how he kept Trey Kaufman-Renn there, but it's just such a breath of fresh air to hear a coach that just doesn't give you the same 8 phrases regurgitated over and over and over again, no matter what the question is. I think all of us, this week is one week where I have really felt down about Indiana basketball just because nobody thinks they have a chance in this game, and nobody thinks they're going to be even within 30 points in this game. And when it gets to that point, it's really, really bad. You see a lot of fans tapping out. More people are just hedging their bets on, isn't again Indiana going to lose by, 20, 30, 40, 50? They have got their work cut out for them. Purdue, they are ranked 7th in KenPom right now. They are beating good teams. In Indiana, when they play any team within the top 50 this year, sorry, down at Lalo's eating a giant bean burrito just an hour ago, and it's coming up. But, yeah, it's just disheartening to watch this team because Purdue is just really, they've tightened the screws on this team. And actually, you watch them, they are more versatile with Trey Kaufman-Renn. Caleb First has turned himself into a really great perimeter defender, a better perimeter defender than he ever has before. That was another thing Painter talked about in that interview. It's like, yeah, Caleb First, he needed to play the 4 at Purdue. He needed to be able to guard the perimeter, and that's why he didn't play in a couple of those years. Yes, they had Zach Edey, and they weren't going to play 2 bigs there, but he wasn't a stretch 4. That's my opinion, what Malik Renew, that's what should have happened with him either last year or this year. Is like, man, you have got to get your perimeter defense, because Malik Renew, when he plays defense, when a guy, he goes out around the 3-point line, he just, I call him Mr. Draper. He just drapes his arms. He just hacks at guys around the 3-point line. But it's going to be a blowout, maybe. And that place is going to be rocking. And just, what do you guys think of the shade that Matt Painter is throwing towards Woodson now? And, then you got Dane 5 on the radio today kind of coming out saying some of the behind-the-scenes thing. Although he didn't full on, he kept it classy. He kept it classy out there, Hoosier fans. He said it. He's like, I don't really want to go down that road of saying the specifics. But he did say, some of the things like Jeff Rabjohn's, that article that he wrote, like, he's like, I don't know where they even got that stuff from. To me, that sounds like something that was fed to a reporter by the university or something to, like, make him look bad, if that's what happened. But, I'll make an episode this week, and we'll talk about all the comments that he had on that show, because really, really fascinating. And that is about all I have for you today. It's just a short show talking about the lead up to the game, and the Hoosiers are gonna have their hands full. Miles Rice is gonna have to try to control this game from the beginning and settle the team down, and he has not performed as a point guard on this team consistently this year, and so it's just really hard to see what you're gonna get. What are you gonna get out of Mbako in this game? Ballo, that's where their big advantage is. If Ballo can rebound and maybe score 25 down low, and if we could somehow score, get Goody, some guys making some 3-pointers, that would be all of our advantage. But I think the first 5 to 10 minutes of this game is really going to tell the tale. And if Indiana can't really, like, get out of its own way. Robert, tomorrow I will make a show, like, recapping the whole game tonight and everything like that, because, yeah, like I was saying earlier, my daughter, she sleeps here and goes to bed early, so that's why I'll make the video in the morning tomorrow about the game tonight. And then probably Sunday is when I'll make the Dane Fife video. So have that to look forward to. But I can't wait for this game. I feel like it has just been. I've never felt like there's been such negativity about a IU Purdue game as this one. And I hate to be like doom and gloom, but it just seems like I'm just going by what people are telling me. I'm just going by what I see and hear from different people I talk to, like in the mattress store that come in, or different people I just see. Wherever you wear Indiana gear, people just spark up a conversation about basketball. Happens to me all the time in the grocery store. So it's you just see a lot of people going up to you going like, "Man, can't believe you're wearing those colors," you know? And but we'll see what the Hoosiers have in store in this game. It's going to be I really have no prediction. They're a 12 point underdog in this game, and I mean it could be 30, it could be 40, they could be down 30 at halftime. It's really unpredictable. Or they could somehow play like their best game ever. I don't know. I mean, does Miles Rice have it in him to score 35 points in this game? We're about to find out. But thank you for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. And see you next time. Stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.